Hello, Concar the Badger here. I wanted to talk about, as I promised, the three personality types in Japan that make it, I guess, easier to know who someone is or what they are thinking, and sometimes it's not totally accurate, no. I don't know. It's not always that accurate. Well, start off, it's the Dandere. Now, Gan, Dandere, and Dere. Now, Dandere is supposed to be an anti-socialist. Anti-socialists are they just don't enjoy really large crowds. They don't enjoy being around a lot of people. It's just it really doesn't mean they're evil or nothing. No, it's just that they get nervous. And they avoid being in large crowds that just so that they can feel safer. I mean that they can gather their thoughts, rely on themselves more. A lot of people who would rely on themselves more, they would be a Dandere, if you know what I'm saying. They would prefer not to rely on others. If you know what I'm saying. And it's definitely anti-socialist, but it's really not a bad thing. I mean, self-reliance is a good thing. In a lot of cases. Yes, it, to be totally independent is great. It's a great thing to have. To know you can take care of yourself is a wonderful thing. And me, I need to admit this. I can't take care of myself. Not out in public. See, I don't have a job. I can't get a job. And number one reason is because I am on disability. Now, if I was to get disability, now, if I was to get a job, now, the U.S. government might, cancel everything. I cancel all of the monthly checks I get. I have to rely on that money to be able to pay for my medication, my housing, my clothing, everything, food even. I've been able to. The law says I can get fun stuff every now and then, but not all the time. Not stuff online that So it's got to be something that will help me with my life. Help me to live properly. Which this is something I agree with. Like food or water or to pay bills or like utility bills. To pay utilities is great. That's the best. Everyone has to do that if they have to pay rent, and stuff like that, or whether you pay rent or not, you still have to do it. So, excuse me, I got the hiccups a little bit. I'll continue. One that's like in the center of my list is the Tsundere. The Tsundere is supposedly like those have a slight of a little bit of a mean look outside of them. Sometimes it is a little bit mean looking, just a little. But at heart, they're very warm, very caring. So, that's just very important important to know, it's just, it's not really what a person looks like on the outside, it's what's on the inside that counts. It's always that way. That's one truth that we're all going to have to realize one day. And yes, I think the Japanese are exactly right on this. A person might look different, on the outside, but there's really no reason to judge them, if they look different. Some just do it too much, But then again, that's part of it. And then the Yandere, the third on the list, which those are the kind of people you really need to watch. You gotta watch them a little. Those people, the Yandere have been known to, if it's a woman and she looks very, very beautiful, has tantalizing beauty and sexual looks, you might want to be careful. Or if it's a man that looks very charming and very handsome, you still might want to look out for what he could do. I've met some that are totally yandere, and they believe violence is always the answer, even to kidnap someone. No, that's not supposed to be how it works. That's not supposed to be how it really works. Kidnapping is against the law, and I really don't agree with it. And now I'm Tsundere, IRL, so if there is any truth about this at all, yes, God made this true. That's what I believe. It's because I'm Christian. I believe seriously in God, and I believe in His Son. The best thing to do, is when they start to act really rude to you, and act like, oh, do I care? Like, they'll ask you that. They've asked me many times like that. Do I care? Do I look like I care, or do I really care what you think, Konkar? Because I'm just gonna keep pestering you until you get really mad and start cursing. I'm just gonna keep being rude. It's been sometimes I put a lot of sarcasm and humor into it whenever they were poking fun. Sometimes I look at them and say, nah, I'll just use my imagination. Pretend you're not doing nothing. Just some people were kind of laughing at him over it, but that's how you handle it when you're online. That's how you handle it when you're online. That is funny. Oh my gosh. I think a lot of Tsundere, sometimes they might have a sense of humor, I don't know, they might have a heck of a sense of humor, you know what I mean? Some of them might, but some might not. I mean, that's a personal choice to have a sense of humor, if I'm thinking correctly. That's something people have, and people have or they don't have. It's just something they choose. When you develop a great sense of humor, people love you. People love being around you more. But when they don't, they just, they're very sour. A lot of people are just sour, You gotta overlook that, that's the best thing you gotta do is overlook it, kind of laugh at it, kind of like, nah, I'll just use my imagination like you're not doing anything. People are just gonna laugh at them, and know that you're not gonna let them bother you. That's what makes it funny, So that's the best way to get back at them without doing anything to them. especially when you're online. And someone kept on doing that, and oh man, I started doing that, and I was like, oh well, it looks like you joined the guy, the person you really didn't like in the past, huh? And I started laughing. I said, well, I'll just use my imagination, like you're not doing anything. And he said, no, Concar Badger, I'm gonna keep pestering you. I just kind of laughed, you know. I kind of looked at the screen. I said, well, what did we hear? You know, you show that's really kind of silly when you're angry. You act silly when you're angry. And then I put LOL, like laugh out loud. That's how you should handle it, you know. You know, after that, I just blocked him from my channel. Simple as that, you know. Sometimes you gotta take it with depending on what you choose, you gotta take it with a grain of salt or plenty of grace if you want. That's all you gotta do. So that's all that's required. So anyway, I hope you like this video, and yeah, it's just keep in mind, you know, there's 3 different types of people who would think that way, you know. Person might, you know, look hostile on the outside. Sometimes, like me, I've noticed in my room, my how my bridge of my forehead is shaped. You know, when I don't have the torchlight on here to help with things, it's like it makes me look a little mean sometimes, which I don't really like to. I don't like to have people scared of me. I like to be. I like to get friends a lot. I like to make friends an awful lot. From all cultures, I do. Good water. Yeah, we drink water a lot. Well, it keeps us hydrated during the hot types of seasons. You know, the hot type of seasons we always have every year. Yeah, every summer we always drink it. Drink water. Actually, we drink water all year long. Every year. Or we try to. I mean, every now and then we might get a we might get cravings for a cola. For some kind of a cola or root beer. Something carbonated, but it's just different, you know. It doesn't, you know, it's just really sugary, but it's not, you know, alcoholic or nothing like that, you know. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this video, and if it was informative, or I really don't mind about whatever comment you say. Just keep it plain, okay? Let's try to be plain, okay? Concord Badger, signing off.